At any time prior to Saturday, April 17th, which was 2 days before the fire broke out, did you discuss this matter with the President?
No, I did not.
When was the first time you discussed the matter with President Clinton?
Sunday.
And at that time, did you brief him about what the FBI's plan was and seek his reaction?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and what was his reaction?
He supported my decision.
When was the first time after the fire broke out that you talked to President Clinton about what happened?
That night late.
You appeared on Tom Brokaw's program, which I had hoped to see, but I had already fallen asleep at 11:30 at night on that. And at that time, Mr. Brokaw asked you 10 hours after the fact if you had discussed the matter with President Clinton. You said that you didn't, and in a part of that interview, you said you were going to talk to the President after you got off the air. Is that when you had your first conversation with him?
I don't remember the exact time when I got off the air because I was then subsequently responding to further inquiries from the media and felt that it was important, since I knew the President had been briefed as to what had happened, to try to respond to the American people and be accountable to them, since I considered it my decision.
Yeah. During the Brokaw interview, you said that the President was talking with Webster Hubbell about what had happened in Waco and the events leading up to that. Could you tell us what you found out about that conversation between the President and Mr. Hubbell?
What I think I did, and that may be subject to correction, because when I think what I told Mr. Brokaw was that Webster Hubbell had been the person discussing the issues with the White House. I had talked with the President that morning, and I had forgotten during the course of that afternoon and all that had happened that before the fire broke out, I'd given him an update. Hubbell was talking to the White House that afternoon and into the evening. What I thought I corrected myself with Brokaw was to say I don't know whether Hubbell had talked directly with the President or with somebody in the White House counsel's office.
Yeah. Do you know if Hubbell ever went to the scene of the siege outside of Waco after it started?
No, he did not.
Okay, so he did not go there. It's not that you don't know.
He did not go there.
Yeah, what was Mr. Hubbell's role in this? The concern that I am having is that there has not been direct communication between you as head of the Justice Department, who has got the ultimate responsibility, as you have accepted, for the activities of the agencies, your department, and the President, that somehow Mr. Hubbell was in the loop, and I think it would be very instructive for us to know exactly where in the loop he was.
Mr. Hubbell is the Associate Attorney General designate, and he was talking with the White House counsel's office. I had talked to the White House counsel's office, and that was how he was in the loop.
Yeah.
I was the person that briefed the President on the Sunday before it happened as to what the plan of action was, and he supported it. I talked to him that night after it happened. I've talked to him on several occasions since then, and he has been very supportive.
But from what you said to Mr. Brokaw, is that apparently Mr. Hubbell was talking to the President before you were able to talk to the President after the fire broke out and the people perished. And I'm trying to find out what Mr. Hubbell's role was in all of this. He's not been confirmed by the senator sworn in. He has been designated, but he still isn't doing that job.
As I indicated, I think I corrected myself, or at some point during the course of the evening corrected myself when I realized that I knew that he had been talking to the White House. I don't know whether he talked directly to the President. I made a point of talking directly to the President. He had been fully briefed, understood what had happened, and we have continued to talk.
Did he play any role in your approval process of the breaking up of the siege in Waco?
Yes, sir. I talked to him the Sunday before, on April the 18th, and explained to him what we proposed to do, and he approved.
Was he briefed by the FBI on what the options were independently of you?
No, he was not.
Okay. Thank you very much.